So it's probably about time we checked in on BMX Streets. The game's been getting a few updates recently. Mash went quiet for like a little period, and then we've been seeing 1 or 2 updates. I'm currently on the Don't branch, which is the pre-alpha branch, whatever that means. There's apparently been some transition things that have been changed. If we go to here, you'll notice Vert Assist. I'm pretty sure that wasn't there before. This may make transition riding a bit smoother, or maybe have lots of magnets and make it worse. We'll give that a go. And there's kind of a perfect area to test it out here. We've got this new section, which seems like it's pretty much made for transition riding. So we'll test it out and see how it goes. So, first impressions is sticking to stuff. Ooh. Can it handle stuff like that? Yeah. What about wall rides? Actually, wall rides feel a little better than they used to. Oh, I guess that was more of a wall tap, whatever you want to call it. Well, we are flying around. Can we transition up to that? Yep. I know some people don't like it when it's too, like, automated. But as long as it gives you the option to actually, like, choose the transition yourself. Oh, shit. Or, like, choose the angle you want to go and it doesn't interfere too much. I suppose there are settings as well, so you can adjust it to your liking. But this is currently like the default. You know what? Don't know if it's just this section that works really well. We transition up here. Yup. It's actually pretty fun. Can feel it maybe, yeah, doing a bit of work to stick you where it needs you to go. So you are getting moved a little bit in the air, which for some people may not be great. Especially if you're trying to do like a really awkward transition, but the game forces you to go in a different direction or something like that. I could see that being quite annoying. Woof. Okay, some difficulty with areas like that. Probably because of the angle. I don't know, if you boost out just right, shouldn't be a problem. We get on top. Dope. Destroyed his elbows in the process. But oh well. You know what? This actually feels really nice. I wasn't sure what I was expecting. It's going to be like, well, I haven't done a video in a while. We've got to update people on what's going on. Except it's gotten worse. Because there was a period where everybody was complaining it was getting worse and worse. Maybe on the right track again. Maybe. It does make me wonder about the tech side of stuff, which I really like to do. I'm not really much of a park rider. So it may break some things on that end. That works really well. Also looks really good as well. Whoa. Yeah, you can definitely see it is working really hard to fit you to something. That is actively pushing the guy backwards there. So maybe like BMX Streets 1.0, the original one, that was also pretty heavy with the transition assist. Which some people liked, some people didn't. Flip in. wonder if this, yeah, is a Vortex future map. Because it flows really nice. This is one of the nicest flowing parks I think I've ever ridden in this game. Maybe try some mod maps as well to see if it's working okay in other maps. This is a default one, so it's probably bound to work okay. Oof. Damn. Somehow made that. Okay, yeah, the transition assist, I was trying to go for a mani there. Like before, I'd just like hop up. Okay, it does work. But if you've got too much momentum or you get too close to an edge, the magnets may kick in. Again, because a lot of people tend to comment. Go to the properties in Steam. Go under the beta section, and then this is the don't branch. I'm sure the pre-alpha branch will also get updated at some point as well. But for now, at least this version of the physics is over there. Alright, Smith test. Oh, we got one. Okay, we need a feeble test next. Feebles have kind of been the most broken from what I can tell. It worked. He was falling off at the end. The transition assist does make it hard to get on top of a quarter though. That's one thing I will say. So fakey X up double pegs didn't work. And they still don't work. Pretty minor trick, to be fair. But I like them. It's a shame I can't do them. Also, the nose manis are also very low. I think I said that in the last video I did as well. So while we're here, let's see how stalls work, because they were pretty good for a little while. Okay, now we're like overshooting them. It may be one of those things where you need to figure out the best settings for your style. For me... Not having much luck. Even with just like a double peg. Okay, we got one. How about over here? Okay, RB worked that time. Yeah, I guess holding down RB is the way to go. Your mileage may vary depending on what you're doing it on. Like, it doesn't seem to work on things like that. The hell was that? We're inventing new tricks today, I think. Overall though, not too bad. It doesn't feel like terribly broken, because there were some updates where it felt like the game was just worse, and people were like downgrading to previous versions to make it feel better. So not too much to complain about on that end. I do think you'd need to do some adjusting with the settings though, to get it to your tastes. Because it is a bit unique. And there's a lot of pulling around. It depends. If you're a park rider into transition stuff, it's probably fine as it is. If not, it may interfere more. Okay, stuff like that was actually fairly hard before. Now it's kind of assisting you through it, which is a thing. So yeah, as usual, pretty hard to know what's going on with this game. And the direction, it's constantly changing from like video to video. It feels like a slightly different game each time. So probably by the next time I do a video, it'll be completely different once again. Hopefully we're going in the right direction. Hopefully we're getting close to some sort of release for the console people. Hopefully MASH doesn't run out of money in the meantime. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Okay, Momentum 5.0. This map generally rides very well. So we'll see. Okay, that's on me. Yeah, we'll see how the transition works on a mod map. As long as it's implemented properly, I'd assume it should be okay. Yeah, like we can do stuff like that pretty easily. I shouldn't talk. Screwing it up. Yeah, like... pretty free to switch up the routes and do crazy stuff like that without too much hassle. So that's a pretty good sign, actually, transition-wise. Get over here. Okay, a bit too far. Right around this as well, see what happens. Yeah, if you're a park rider, I'd definitely try this Don't Branch Out. It seems pretty good, by my standards at least. But then again, I'm more of a street person, so you may have other complaints or things that you need to get it working properly. As long as you've got enough speed. Like, the times I'm screwing up, that's like my error, from what I can tell. It's pretty seamless. Except it may try and interact with the wrong surface, which I guess can't be helped all that much. How was that? Some of these animations may need work as well. Okay, we cleared it that time. Get off. All in all, no, not too bad. Guess if we had enough speed. Yep, that works. Yep, all seems good. If you haven't tried the Don't Branch Out, give it a go. If you're a park person, you can probably ride it a lot better than I can. In the meantime, I'm going to test out some of the more techie stuff, see how that feels. Because obviously that's my speciality. And yeah, stay tuned. Try to keep you updated on what's going on. If anybody knows what's going on. It's confusing. But hopefully we're going in the right direction, right? Go. Sure. Actually, no, I lied. There's one other thing. If you press F, you go into first person mode. And, yeah. Because I've got a modded character, it ends up looking a bit like this. If you turn off, I think it's the body. Yeah. For most base characters, I don't think this will be an issue. But if you have a modded character, you're probably going to get some weird overlap. It's interesting. It's kind of nauseating because everything shakes the camera. Jesus. So, especially big stuff like this. I don't know. I suppose it works okay. But I'm not sure how many people are gonna enjoy playing it like this for like a long period of time. Maybe more like mellow street stuff is a better option. You probably need to play around with the camera settings as well to be able to see more of the rider. Otherwise, it's pretty hard to know what's going on. Yeah, just less shake overall. We don't need it to be exactly the feeling it will be if you're doing it yourself. Nice that it's a thing though, and it's there. It's just, yeah, we may need a bit of work so that people don't throw up when they play it. So it'd be going super snail pace slow. Kind of get an idea of what's going on. If not though, especially if you're going really big, it's kind of... I don't know if I'd recommend it. It is apparently just like a very early version of it though. So hopefully it gets sorted out a bit. I remember the one in Pipe not being too bad, to be honest. Ooh, shit. Like, it was just okay enough to make it usable without making you feel sick. I don't know, it's not too bad. Just save it for street tricks, I think. Okay, so on that note, I think I've pretty much covered the things I wanted to cover. If this gets modded or figured out in a way to make it slightly less nauseating, I'll try doing a full first-person video, because those are kind of fun. It makes you ride a lot different to third person. And yeah, stay in touch. I'll try and keep you all in the loop in what's going on. And I'll see you next time.